Hello Scrubs, it's your fearless leader, G-Dub1, coming at you with another video. Today I'll be discussing active strategy defending the map's security room on Kanal. This defense has birthed immeasurable stress because my team cannot quite figure out how to defend it. I believe my strategy may improve the chances of winning a defense in the map's security room. This video will highlight every operator that you need and what exactly they should be doing. That way, if you're trash, like many of the people I know, it makes it real easy for you. We will be starting with Big Boy Castle here. Watch and learn at delaying the attackers while also forcing them to use precious utility on barricades. Pairing Wamai with Castle will cause the attackers frustration as they attempt to pick away at the defenses before them. But we'll discuss that later. For now, pay close attention to where I place the castles. The first castle will block a popular sightline from attackers rappelling on the window and standing on the building across the way. Blocking that sightline provides defenders with more area to work with when defending the room. This next castle will work in tandem with the final castle, cutting off the entire kitchenette. So by placing a mute at this window, you will be able to block any breaching charges that attempt to destroy this window castle. What this does is force particular operators to come and actually destroy the window instead of just anyone destroying it, however they like. Before you place your final castle, you're going to want to take your bulletproof camera and place it here onto this pop machine. This will provide your team with an extra way to look for defenders approaching through that main hallway. At this point in time, you have reinforced the kitchen door, the kitchen window, completely cutting off the kitchenette area. And finally, the objective window. By castling these areas, you are forcing the enemy team to either work in unison or attack from certain directions. To minimize prep time, you should be reinforcing these two walls to make it easier on your team to actually prepare for the round. This makes it so your teammates don't have to run all the way to this side of the map just to reinforce these spots. You should be able to do it very easily as Castle. By following these steps, Castle will provide a foundation defense that will make it very difficult for the attackers to attack from this side of the objective. This camera will provide you with more sight lines than you had before. They may destroy, but it's still important information that will waste time and also be very important to the defense. A piece of the puzzle of maps and security defense on Kanal. By using operators on the defensive side, you should be able to minimize the way attackers can actually approach the objective, which will increase your chances of winning the round. Shave off precious seconds for the attack, force them into a stressful situation that they should not win. That I will be highlighting is mute. Mute works very well with Castle, forcing only particular operators to destroy the castles. Also will prevent drones from getting into the room. By doing this, you're forcing the enemy team to work together and plan out a strategy to approach the defense. Will load out, so you can pick pretty much whatever you need, but you don't really need a shotgun to destroy much. I will first be showing you where to place your mute jammers. What your mute jammers are doing here are basically supporting the castles and preventing the attackers from both destroying the castles tricky with the castle near this door. Sometimes people will shoot the mute jammer. So you may want to move it either to the left or to the right, but for the sake of time I put it just right here in the middle. Next, you're going to turn to your left. Both of these walls will be reinforced, and you're going to put a mute here, forcing the enemy either to Thatcher, destroy the castle to your right, and then shoot it, or just merely not destroy that wall. Your next mute jammer will be going on this window to make things a little harder for the attackers. And finally, you will place your last mute jammer on this window. The objective window will be blocked, forcing them to either bring Ash, Zofia, Sledge, or different operators to destroy it. Siege is all about the little things, so forcing your opponent to come and do all of the little things is what matters. because it will force them to make mistakes. Someone on our team, every Rainbow Six team has a weakest link, and all you need is for that person to fail. Place down all 4 of your mute jammers and then reinforce these 2 walls to save time for both you and your team. After that, you can go roam or stay in the room. Next up, we have the operator for all you all aim, no brain players out there. I know you exist. Don't worry, I see you. In this particular defense, Jaeger will be roaming. Here's what you should be doing with him. First, your team is severely lacking in barbed wire, so you should bring barbed wire with Jaeger if you're playing him. Place one at the front door, that way some protection is there for the basically open door. 3-speed zoom on over to the other room and place your other barbed wire at that door. Later there will be a shield here, making it horrible to jump in. Placing your want to go and put down your Jaeger devices to protect your anchors. First device will provide protection from both the window and the hatch, and also a fuse. That the castle is destroyed, a Jaeger here to protect may be hiding in this room. This device will be planted in the security room to protect anyone hiding in this room. There will be a shield later at this door and Wamai's, so nothing projectile-wise should be coming in. It is your duty as a 3-speed Jaeger to run upstairs and get the 2 hatches. You're the fastest operator on the defense, so this should be for you to do before the round begins. You should roam wherever your little heart desires. Provide coverage for the anchors as they try and hold the room, preventing any enemies from throwing things in. The next cog in the machine that we call this defense is Wamai. Wamai effortlessly synchronizes with Castle, providing a necessary nuisance to ruin the attacker's plans when trying to destroy the castles. Since Wamai gets his charges over time, it can be tricky to set this up. The first step is to run and reinforce this wall that your team has not reinforced yet. By everyone reinforcing their own designated wall, it provides a lot more preparation time for people to do things that they need. Next, you will reinforce this and run to the other room to place your shield down the doorway. Your shield is there mainly as a nuisance for attackers, to make it annoying to jump in and get into that room. 2 of the most places are near this castle, so that will take whatever the enemies shoot at the castle and destroy it. So they ashes, Zofia it, frag grenade it, whatever they do, one utility will be wasted, and that way the teams can adjust and the rotation can be made to actually fight back against the attackers. Since the bomb site is not in the kitchenette, you can retreat from that area if need be. So it does a great job of helping you waste even more time for the attackers and allowing your roamers to actually come up behind them. Sure, they may destroy the castle or the shield, but what's important is that you wasted both utility and time for the attackers during this entire process. Placing a second charge will also provide additional assistance for the castle. Another excellent Wamai placement is underneath the desk. So by putting a Wamai here, you will protect projectiles being thrown from the window and from the hatch. So if it's flashbanged, it'll be low enough to the ground that it shouldn't flash your teammates, or your teammates should not die. The final operator that we will be using for this defense is Legion. Legion will be yet another annoyance to this team that will waste time and make it difficult for attackers to approach. Legion will reinforce this wall here. Legion will impact this hole right here to both give sight and a rotation for defenders. After that, you will be using your goos to primarily make it very difficult to approach the OBJ from one direction. So from this hallway, it'll make it very difficult to actually run through seamlessly without running into any of these goos or anything, so it'll allow your roamers to flank behind them or try and kill them. The goos will also signify just how close attackers are getting to the objective. By placing the legions, you notify your team of exactly how the enemy team is approaching. The team can sort of vision the already on-site cameras. So the legions and all the sounds from destroying the castles will be what provides you with the information that you need to call out where enemies are coming from. If you said, hey G-Dub, that's only 4 operators, when I said Legion would be the last one, then you're right. I was testing you. Congrats. Math is hard, alright? Our actual final operator will be Cade. Cade will provide just another level of defense by preventing the enemies from actually destroying the hatches from above without Thatcher or Fuse explosion destroying the Cades. Everything about this defense is forcing the attackers to do everything right. So slowing them down and forcing them to make a mistake will be how you win this defense. Understand that this is not a favorable place to defend. So doing everything that you can to reduce the attacker's ability to approach or to kill the anchors is very important. All you're going to do is cade the 2 hatches, so one in the kitchenette and one in the desk room. Providing the anchors with another angle to hide it without having to worry about the enemies shoot at them. So whether the castle is still intact or the hatch is still intact, you can understand the angles that the attackers are going to approach you from. So by doing all these different things, you're restricting access to the objective, and just hold your angles and force the enemies to either jump a shield, destroy the castles, destroy the cades, or come through the front door, which should have barbed wire. If you follow these steps, you should be able to win on maps defense. Like this video, go ahead and throw me a like and leave a comment on what I should cover next.